this is the man behind the page, Mase Television.
Versey, top dog, top one.
My name is Versey. I'm an MC from Ballybrack, County Dublin. I'm also possibly one of the biggest Mase fans there is in the world.
10 million views the channel has. One of your biggest videos has over 1.something million.
Like when Biggie died, Mase was spearheading Bad Boy. He said that in his own words. He was spearheading Bad Boy, and he wasn't just writing. Mase just wasn't writing records for Bad Boy. He was writing records for your favorite artists back then. I'm not doing this as a content creator. I'm doing this as a fan. Just as a fan to upload stuff for other fans, right? But one thing I have learned is don't give up.
Hey, yo, what's up? It's your girl, Miss Rena L. General.
Yours truly, Lom Way.
Yo, this is Black Jet.
Evo Timothy. Farmer Michael.
What it do, what it does.
What up, people? This was good.
You're listening to or tuned into
The 5ROUNDZ podcast.
5 rounds.
5 rounds.
5 rounds.
Make sure you stick it right here because it's litty.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to 5 Rounds. I am One Tally as per. Today, special show. We will be talking about, an artist that I pretty much modeled some of my rap career on. Basically, this guy influenced the music side of things. When I listen to good music or a good rapper, I think of this person, right? Who am I talking about? I'm talking about Mase, aka Mason Bertha. This guy was the guy in the 90s. After Big Notorious B.I.G. died, he was the guy. He was slated to be the guy that's coming in for Notorious B.I.G. So for guys who don't know who this guy is, man, I'm gonna give you a quick reminder. You ever heard of a song called Feel So Good?
Bad boy. Yeah. You make me feel so good. Bad boy. You make me feel so good. Yeah. You make me feel so good.
That's what we do.
More money, more problems. Not only are we speaking about Mase, we're also gonna link up with somebody who runs the #1 fan channel on YouTube in the world. Yeah, #1 in the world. This guy has been on the channel before. He is none other than Ballybrack's own. Do you know what I mean? This guy, on his own, he's a trend. Yeah. So, man from Ireland, we got this guy named Versey. What's up, man? What's going on?
How are you, bro? Love the intro. Love the intro.
I had to, man. I had to.
I'm a trend now. Am I?
You're a trend. You're a trend and you don't even know it. You're a trend and you don't even know it, bro. Do you
never know. We might be trending after this. We'll see. Please God.
Come on. Yeah. So before I start, man, I will apologize to the guys that are watching it. By the time you're watching this, it's gonna be on a Friday, obviously pre-recorded. So I hope this softens the blow because I know that you like a live show. But don't worry, I'll be in the comments when this is going on. We got Versey in the building, guys. If you don't know who Versey is, I am going to put a link on probably the top right-hand corner of this screen. So you click the I button, you're going to see Versey on 5 Rounds over there. So you want to know more about this guy? Ballybrack's own. I'm telling you, welcome to Ballybrack.
Yeah. Man, that song haunts me. Haunts follows me everywhere I go. I don't know, it just follows me everywhere I go. But it's not a bad thing, isn't it? It's not a bad complaint to make.
No. For me, it's two songs I like. Best for You and Redaction.
Oh, Redaction is one of my favorites.
Yeah.
One of my favorites. Best for You kind of slipped under the radar a little bit. I think not a lot of people kind of gave love to that song. I was kind of like, it's from the heart,
Exactly. If you want to know how good an artist is, listen to what they do when they write from the heart. This is what I would say. So
exactly.
Props to you, man. Props to you. How you doing, bro?
I'm good, bro. I'm delighted to be here. Thanks for having me.
Hey, man. Appreciate it. So this is the man behind the page, Mase Television. Yeah? The biggest fan channel on YouTube. Mase Television.
Well, I think it is. It is, really, isn't it? Like, it's It's the only place you get all your Mase content on one page. I have never seen that before.
Let's go. Let's go. Let me get my explosions for this guy because no, not that explosion. I need a better explosion. That was too small. What's going on? Come on. All right. Yeah, man. Biggest Mase fan channel, man. Why do I think it's the biggest? 10 million views in total. You know what I'm saying? Over what?
Is it 10 million views?
Yeah. 10 million views the channel has. One of your biggest videos has over 1 point something million, right?
Yeah.
So,
and I know the one you're talking about as well. Like, I think that was probably the first video I posted. One of the first videos I posted anyway.
That's the maddest thing as well. How the hell did you get 1 million views on your first video, like your first Mase video as well? I think it was the third in total, unless you hit a few, but you know, third in total.
I probably had Mase in the DMs take that down. You know, man. Yeah, it wouldn't be the first time, but we'll get into that anyway.
That like raw, man. 1 million views. Okay, dude. What I want you to do: introduce yourself, if I haven't already. Share a bit about yourself, if I haven't already. All right, and let us know how you became a Mase fan. How the hell did this happen? You know.
Well, first of all, my name is Versey. I'm an MC from Ballybrack, County Dublin. I'm also, I'm also possibly one of the biggest Mase fans there is in the world. I don't know. Maybe I'm not. Maybe there's others. There could be. I hope there's others, you know. But I'm probably the only one that's really repping their hair for Mase in terms of, you know, on social media, on YouTube and stuff like that. So, you know, I suppose to kind of get into how Mase Television began, we'd have to rewind it back even further. And, you know, I'll have to tell you how I became a Mase fan. You know, because that's how it all, you know, you can't create a Mase fan channel without being a fan. And, you know, you have to start somewhere.
That's it.
So, yeah, I mean, it was you know, it was around 98, I think. I think Mase had already kind of been out already maybe a year and a half. So it's kind of, I was late on the uptake, but I was only 12. So, you know, at 12 years of age, you're only kind of discovering, you know, you're hearing music on the radio, and that's all you know. You know, so at the time I was only kind of listening to whatever was on the radio, whatever was on TV. Of course, we didn't have streaming back then. You weren't able to just, you know, discover music on your phone, or, you know, we didn't have MTV Bass or these dedicated hip hop channels and all that stuff. It was just MTV that playing random music. So at that particular time in my life, when I was 11, 12, I was only listening to what was on the radio, as I'm sure you were as well, you know.
Of course. You needed a cassette and a pencil, bro.
Exactly. Do you remember recording music from the radio on a cassette tape? You know, and then pausing it when the ads came on, and then unpausing it when the you know?
This guy knows the stuff.
Man, that's going back to old school. That's going back to old school. That's but right. Yeah, I had this cousin called Mark, and shout out to Mark. I'm sure he'll be watching when this goes out. But I'll always credit my cousin Mark for introducing me to Mase. I think his brother introduced him to Mase, but Mark introduced me to Mase. So basically, I used to go to my cousin's Mark house every week, whatever, every couple of days, and we used to just kick in, you know, play video games and play football and stuff like that. Just kicking out as cousin, like, you know. And one day we were in the room and he says, I want to play something for you. I says, okay, what is it? He goes, why don't you hear this? And he puts in a cassette tape. And Being Around the World comes on. Of course, I didn't know what it was at the time, but you know that intro, boom, boom, and then it kicks in with, you know, the David Bowie sample. This is so I'm listening to this now. Of course, as I said, I'm only listening to at that particular time what is on the radio. Now, of course, I probably would have heard some hip hop tunes on the radio, and well, I wouldn't have really known who the artists were. But I heard this song and I heard it kick in, and I was like, "Oh, what's this?" This because obviously it has that pop sound, so it's still sounding like what I'm listening to on the radio. And then when the rap comes in, now Trick what lace who? Then when Mase do, I was like, "Ooh."
Got a lot of girls that would love to replace you.
And this is all new to me, you know. And I'm listening to the thing that really caught me was the slow, nonchalant flow. And then the way he was kind of mumbling words, you couldn't really understand what he was saying, but you knew it just sounded cool. You know, it just sounded, it was so different. And so you know, that he played that song, and then the next one was "Can't Nobody Hold Me Down," and then it went on to "Feel So Good," and then all these the big Mase songs that we know. And what I think it was my cousin had he had a 90-minute cassette tape, so we had the Puff Daddy's "No Way Out" album on one side, and then he had Harlem World on the next side. But obviously, it was only 90-minute tape, so I think he had some of the, some songs that were cut out of it, but the big songs were on it. And I was loving it. We were bopping around the room. This is so different. What is this? I said, Mark, can I have a loan of this tape? He gave it to me. I never gave it back to him. I don't think I did anyway.
This was too common. This was way too people stealing tapes.
No, in fairness, I think I did make a copy of it myself, and I did return it at some time later. But yeah, look, man, that was how I became a Mase fan, and I've been an avid Mase fan ever since.
Bro, this is mad. This is mad. When you just mentioned tapes, I just remembered, there was a guy from school, I had Beg for Mercy, right? I was the first guy in my school that had Beg for Mercy, the album.
And I was only listening to that the other day,
You know what I mean? And that's like, we're talking 2004, 2003. And everyone's like going crazy over the Stunt 101 and all these things. And at the time, I was in entertainment. So I was doing entertainment for the school. This guy borrows my tape, never returns it. And now I'm in Malawi. Guys from Mozambique, he comes over for school. He never comes back. So I can't even go to his house. Guys from Mozambique. So you know who you are, Edgar. You didn't give me my tape back.
You'll have to make sure he's watching. Tag him.
That's right. Yeah, man. Listen. I know how precious tapes are. And for these guys who were born after 2000, you have no idea how precious tapes, those decks, the stacked decks, you have everything in order. Yeah, you know how
everything in order. And then you'd be writing the names of the songs on the front of them, and you'd have everything labeled, But my days, man. I think I have a shoebox full of tapes. And I'd love to dig them out and see what's on them.
Jesus, man. Jesus. Listen. So let's go to this. Let's go to your fan page. Actually, you've spoken about how you took an interest in Mase. You get introduced to Mase, right? How long did it take for you to think? You know what? I'd want to create a fan page. Now you're a fan. How did you go from fan to fan page? How the hell?
Well, there was quite a number of years between that. I mean, obviously, Mase, his untimely retirement. I mean, that nobody expected it. It was just so out of the blue. So when I became a Mase fan, I'd been listening to Mase for the longest time. And of course, like I said, we didn't have access to internet or, it's, we had magazines, but I was only a kid. I wasn't really kind of that much into hip hop per se to kind of be going out spending money on magazines and all sorts. So when I started secondary school, we had access to the internet. And they used to let us access the internet after school for a couple of hours, to do like whatever we liked, within reason, obviously. But research. So I used to be going in and I be downloading Mase lyrics, and I used to printing off Mase lyrics the whole time, and the supervisor would be constantly refilling the printer. So where are all these pages going? I had a lyric stacked. This is how I know all the words to the songs, because I used to have lyrics stacked this high and in boxes and stuff. So like that was going on for quite some time. And but sure, then I come to find out maybe around 2001, I think, that Mase had retired, and I only found out then. Mase had already been retired about 2 or 3 years, and I'd only found out as I began to have access to online, internet, and I was like, what the hell? That doesn't make sense. So then, of course, I had to do the research. Mase retired in 1999. Like, I'm the late on the scene. What's going on? So then it dawned on me we weren't going to be having any new Mase music, so I just had to live off the Harlem World album and the Double Up album. So when he announced his comeback in 2004, I remember that day vividly. Like, I don't remember anything, but I remember this day. I had bought the Source magazine. At this point, I had started buying Source magazine, so I got an issue of Source magazine this particular day, and they used to advertise, the upcoming releases on pages and stuff, in stores, whatever date. And I was just reading the magazine, and I came across the page, "Welcome Back" album, Mase, in stores August 24th, 2004. And I was like, hang on, is this real? Am I dreaming? This is my favorite artist that retired, 5 years ago, and all of a sudden I'm just seeing there's a new album coming out. What is going on? What is going on? And I remember the day it came out, I think I had 20 euro in my pocket, and I took a trip out to the city centre on my own on the bus, because that's where they had all the best CD places like HMV and Virgin Records and Tower Records. So I knew if I was going to get it anywhere, I would get it out there, because a lot of the local kind of CD stores like Golden Discs and Music City and stuff, they didn't really have got that kind of material, it was more so pop music and stuff like that. They didn't remember big into hip hop. So I knew when I went out to town I'd get it, and sure enough I got it. And it's just so refreshing hearing new Mase music after him not being kind of on the scene for 5 years, but still having that kind of, even though he was involved with the church, he still had that swag. Welcome back, breathe, stretch, shake. They're absolutely. When you listen to the album, it's like, it's not. People say, like, even Mase will tell you himself, it's not a Mase record, really. I was like, no, but it is, just minus the cuss words. You know what I mean? But so let me fast forward anyway a few years. I think it might have been around when did I set up that channel? It might have been 2006. I'm not quite sure what year it was, but I just set up a YouTube channel just to upload some random videos on it. Not for any particular reason. And no, I was just uploading some random stuff, like, and I was trying to find this argument that I heard about that Mase had with Cam'ron and Jim Jones on Hot 97 Radio, just as he was coming back to music, and I couldn't find that online. I couldn't find that online anywhere, and I was like, I think I have that somewhere. I think I have that, and it turns out I had it on a mini disc. Do you remember they brought out the mini discs?
Yes.
They were like they lived the Sony mini discs. Yes. They're the square things, right? So what happened was, when I was in school going to those internet classes, I was going on to LimeWire, and I know everyone knows what LimeWire is. So that's where we got. No, look, you're laughing now because it's gonna be, it's. But I used to go to LimeWire and type in Mase and try and download every little bit of Mase content I could, and then transfer it to this mini disc. So I had this mini disc that had this Cam'ron, Mase, Jim Jones argument on it. So I said, you know what, I'm going to stick this up on YouTube. You know what I mean? And just let people know it's there to watch if they want to watch it, if they want to listen to it or whatever. So that was the first Mase video I uploaded onto my channel, which was just Ian Versey at the time. And boom, what are we at now? Over 1 million views.
1.2 million views.
Right. So there you go. As soon as I seen that video was kind of was getting a lot of hits, I was like, she could be onto something here. The subscribers are going up slowly but surely. I just started trying to upload. I started uploading whatever Mase content that I could find, and and sure enough, I stuck with it. Kept uploading. Subscribers kept going up. People messaging me, texting me from all over the world saying they're avid Mase fans. They love what I'm doing. And I'm not making any money off this channel. I'm not. I just do it for the love of being a fan, and then doing it for the fans, because my whole aim was to, sure enough, you can go onto YouTube and you can type in Mase and you can find Mase videos all over YouTube, but I always found myself going into different channels searching for Mase, trying to go into this channel, typing in Mase. Where you can go into a channel, you can type in, search for whatever is on that channel, and it'll come up. Yes. So I found myself going into hundreds and hundreds of different channels trying to find Mase content, and I was like, "This is." I said, if only we had just kind of one YouTube channel where you could have all the Mase content instead of going searching for it. And that was how it began. I just wanted to have a Mase channel where all the Mase content is in one a place for the fans to find it. As a fan, I just thought that was a pretty cool thing to do, No,
it's a pretty.
And here we are now.
And here we are now.
Yeah.
Jesus, man.
No, I'm blessed. I have 50,000 subscribers there, or whatever it is now, and I'm just I'm trying to keep the channel going as content keeps. As I keep getting the content, I keep uploading it for the fans. 50,000 fans.
No, listen. You're doing it. It's this work is thankless. I think the work that fans do for artists or public figures, thankless, man. To think that you're an artist yourself, but you dedicate your time to making another artist look good and keep them keep other people informed. Like that's a lot of work, man. Honestly.
Well, this is the thing. It's the whole time Mase wasn't putting out music, I know was putting out stuff on the channel was because I know Mase fans are starved of music, and I always say this. As much as I love Mase, right? Mase is like the worst rapper to be a fan of because we're being starved of music. We really are.
Yeah.
So it's hard to kind of introduce people to Mase because when they hear what he had out and they're like, oh, that's brilliant. I never heard anything like this. Or to them, it might even sound outdated because it's old. So they were there going, so where's the new stuff? Where can I hear new Mase? It's like, well, here's the thing. You might be waiting 3 or 4 years for a song. I know, so that whole time, this is why I kind of put out little remixes and stuff I make with Mason over different beats and little fan edits and stuff, just to keep the fans entertained. Well, we're waiting for new stuff. The new stuff will come. It will come, but it's just a question of when, because there's no doubt about it. He has a hard drive full of music he's not put out yet, and he's just biding his time.
Yeah, no, 100%. 100%. As a Mase fan myself, I am waiting. I want to hear what the man can do. I want boy.
But he has bars. He can. I mean, you look right, and a prime example is Cam'ron has been taking shots at Mase. Now I know they're like that now when they patch things up on him. It's absolutely beautiful to see. But Cam'ron had been taking shots at Mase for 20 plus years. Mase, he brought out the Oracle, and he smoked Cam'ron. Because Mase couldn't have said it better himself. He's like, he's been throwing shots at me for 20 years. He's like, Cam'ron knew sooner or later I come out of the house. And he did. And he just blew Cam'ron out of the water. And people were like, Mase still has this. They never lost it. Mase is an absolute beast on the mic. A
lot of people don't realize that Cam'ron is who he is because of Mase. Like not as an artist, but then for him to make it, and I think there was a song that he mentioned. Mase references the guy that brought him in the game, Kuda
Love. Yeah, Kuda Love. Yeah,
that's his name. Kuda brought me in the game. Now I want that. When he references him, that guy helped Cam'ron. So Mase mentioned Cam'ron to this guy, because Cam'ron and Mase were from the same neighborhood, like the same place. You know what I mean? And Mase got picked up. He starts getting famous, and literally Cam'ron is starving as an artist. He's good, he's doing well, but he's just not getting picked up by labels. And Mase was like, "Listen, you gotta put my friend on," And Cam'ron is who he is now because Mase put him in front of the people.
Mase brought Cam'ron to Biggie. Right,
that's it.
So that was it. And Biggie wanted to sign Cam'ron, and what happened? Obviously, Biggie got killed, and it just threw a spanner in the works. And then Cam'ron did end up getting signed anyway by Undias, who was Lance Riviera, who was he was the head the head of Records. Entertainment, that's what it was. And I think he had a partnership with Biggie, and they were both kind of setting up this label, and Cam'ron was supposed to be the artist that was on the label. Anyway, but this is going back to Mase brought Cam'ron to Biggie, and and for him to be throwing shots at Mase for the length of time that he did,
it didn't make sense.
It was kind of like, it doesn't make sense. Like, you don't bite the hand that feeds you. But this is the thing. I'm glad it looks like Cam'ron has matured a lot over the last couple of years, and it's great to see them both, have their podcasts and stuff like that and doing really well.
Yeah, I can level with Cam'ron though, because let's say somebody brings you in the game, right? They're like your big brother or your good mate, and then they leave you in it. Like they're like, "Yo, you're set up. I'm out. I'm gonna do what I need to do." There's gonna be some sour grapes there. Like that person's gonna be like, why'd you like build me up like this and just to leave me on my own, hang me to dry, because a lot of people see things differently, you get me? So I think,
but it's like anything, isn't it? When money's involved and all that stuff, it's bound to cause issues. you know.
That's it.
But then people get older, people get wiser, realize whatever happened in the past, maybe could have handled it differently, could have been, you know, men about it at the time. But then but you have to remember actually when Mase Cam'ron, like Mase is only like 19 when he got when he came out, like when his big break, he was still only like 20, 21 when he retired. Even then, he was still only a kid, you know. So even back then, they didn't really know how to handle their differences because they're both only kids, weren't they? Really?
Can you imagine? At 21, I didn't know what I was going to do with myself. Do you know what I mean? And this guy's considering retirement.
Yeah, and then so even when Mase came out of retirement, he was still only in his 20s. He was still only 24, 25. You know, he was still young. He, like any other MC, would probably be only coming into the game at that age.
That's it. So, look, man, now let me ask you a question, right? On this Mase thing, like, why Mase? Yeah. So, what sets him apart from other artists you've listened to? You know, because you've done look, you could have had a fan channel for any rapper, right? Why Mase?
You know what it is? It's like your first love, isn't it? Like Mase was the first hip hop artist I kind of really heard and really loved listening to and really enjoyed listening to, and he still is. And it's like you know, I just have a sense of loyalty towards him because he was the first artist that I had listened to and first artist I kind of fell in love with. No homo, but you know what I mean. It's the first artist I fell in love with listening to, and ever since, and just listening to those records, it takes me back to that particular time when I first heard them. I don't get that with any other artist, and I don't know what it is. It's just I don't know. This is why I feel so loyal to him, regardless of what he does in terms of. If he's doing music, I'm going to support him. If he's doing the church, I'm going to support him. He's doing the podcast, I'm going to support him. It's just one of those things. He was the first artist I ever listened to. So he was the first artist I became a fan of. Sick. And I just don't know. It's just never been able to kind of replicate that with any other artist since, and I don't know why. So that's because I have that sense of loyalty towards him. That just thought it was. That's why I set up the channel. You know, I could have set it up for anybody else, but I know Mase. Inside out, you know what I mean? I know his career more or less inside out, so it didn't make sense for me to do it with anyone else. If that makes sense. Man,
I hope one day Mase watches this and goes raw.
He might. You never know. I mean, he's already seeing stuff I posted up on my channel. You know what I mean? He knows who I am.
That's it. We'll get to that. We'll get to that. Why you dropping nuggets early? Come on, we'll get to that. Look, so there's no doubt that Mase influenced rap, yeah, like the whole rap game, because a lot of people are gonna sit here and watch and think, guy retired at 20 years old. Why are you doing a YouTube video about him? Why is there a fan channel about the guy who literally did 2-3 songs or whatever, did an album, retired, became a minister, came back, did another song or did an album, retired? Why are you bothering yourself with this fan channel, right? Can you highlight to those type of people what exactly Mase has done for hip hop?
I think it's ignorance in a lot of ways. You know, a lot of people are ignorant to kind of what he's achieved, and he doesn't get enough. He doesn't get enough credit for what he did. I mean, first and foremost, that whole Puff Daddy No Way Out album, like that was supposed to be Mase's album. That was his demo. You know, that was his demo. So that's the first thing. That album No Way Out, it's a classic album. No matter what you say, it's a classic album.
It's a brilliant album,
isn't it? You know, it's one of those albums you can listen to from start to finish, from the intro to the outro. You know, it's just from start to finish. First, yeah, exactly. So Mase more or less wrote that album, which he doesn't get enough credit for. So
exactly what I wanted to ask. So I didn't know that.
Lord Jesus,
I didn't know that.
So this is why when Mase says, like, when Puff Daddy's awards were really Mase's awards, you know. Mase, Puff Daddy got all the credit for he got the Grammys and stuff like that. Whatever nominations he got were all should have been Mase awards, because he wrote the songs, you know. So he doesn't. I think this is one of the you know the gripes that Mase has with kind of Diddy and stuff. It's like he he never got the credit he deserved.
Yeah.
And which is, and I don't think it was ever about money with Mase. It was more so just the credit that he never got, you know. Like when Biggie died, Mase was spearheading Bad Boy. He said that in his own words. He was spearheading Bad Boy, and he wasn't just writing. Mase just wasn't writing records for Bad Boy. He was writing records for your favorite artist back then.
Your favorite
You know?
R&B artist.
Yeah, exactly. And as far as I'm aware, he's still writing records now. A lot of the records, even 10, 12 years ago, you were hearing on the radio. Like Mase wrote a lot of them records,
For the kids that haven't listened to anything past 2010, 5-Year Foreign, right? Mase was behind the fame of 5-Year Foreign.
Sure. Mase signed him.
Signed him. Mm-hmm. So
and another thing is Mase set a lot of trends with the kind of with the flashy raps and the even though like he said, I was murder, Pete Diddy named me pretty, Puff Daddy laid the foundation, you know what I mean? But Mase built it with the flashy raps, the slow, nonchalant flow, and with the glamour and the shiny suits and all that kind of that talk, you know what I mean? That's and then many that came after him, like Mase pioneered that. And then there was so many records that came after that were like Mase inspired, even up to like the likes of Pusha T and Kanye West and a lot of the artists that you're hearing now.
That's it. So there's a lot to mention here. Pusha T, Kanye West, Fabulous, Loon. These artists pretty much sounded like him at a certain point, and pretty much took something from him. This is how influential this person was, Definitely.
Yeah, and again, it's when you say people are going like, why are we still talking about Mase 20 years later? It's because we have to talk about him until Mase gets the credit he deserves. We're going to be talking about him, and even when he does get it, look, we'll still be talking about him. Because when he does get the credit he deserves, he'll be then relevant even more so.
That's it.
So the first time I ever seen Mase in the flesh was at a 50 Cent concert in Dublin. Right, so because Mase had only started his stint with G Unit, and they were going on tour, and obviously the deal didn't go through because Diddy didn't let the deal go through. But he did do a mixtape on some songs, and he went on tour with them, and I went to see 50 Cent in Dublin in 2005, and one of the 50 Cent security guys was just across the barrier. We were like front row, and I shouted, "It's Mase here! It's Mase here!" And just went like that, and I was like, "Ugh!" And he came out and performed "More Money, More Problems" live, and I lost my life. And that was the first time I'd seen him in the flesh. He came out and did the verse, and he was gone.
That was it. He just did one verse.
He did the verse and he was gone because they were only introducing him. He was like the newest member of G Unit. Mase, he came out and did the "More Money, More Problems" the verse because everybody knows "More Money, More Problems." He did the verse and he bounced. He was off the stage, and I was like, I don't even think I couldn't even concentrate on the rest of the concert.
Jesus. Jesus.
But yeah, bro, that was the first time. It's the first. I only seen Mase live twice, live and in the flesh, and that was the first time.
That was the second time. Might as well.
Second time was about 9 years ago. He did a show in London, which to begin with wasn't really very well promoted to begin with. So it was in the O2, but it wasn't in the O2 arena itself. It was like a little kind of venue to have within the O2, right? So it was in that arena, and there was probably about 100 people. Because it wasn't very well promoted to begin with. Foxy Brown was supposed to appear at it, and she had some sort of a beef with Mase back then, and then Fat Joe I think had issues trying to get into the country because he was supposed to play as well, so it only ended up being Mase by himself. But I was front row at that show. That was 2014, and Mase pointed me out in the crowd because I knew the words to every single song, and he pointed me out into the crowd, and he said I can't remember the exact words, but he pointed me out in the crowd. He was still looking at me, and I knew all the words, and he pointed me out, and my brother had actually got it on video, And then for some reason he deleted the video. I was like, "You absolute pleb! What did you
Oh
watch?"
no! No!
But you know what's even worse? You know what's
Uh-huh.
even worse than that? Mace did after the show, he was walking along the front of the barriers and he was getting selfies and photographs of people and all. I'm like, oh my god. My brother had gone to the bar. I wanted him to take the picture. I was like, where's Keith? Oh, okay, I'll have to take the selfie. So Mace comes up and I'm trying to take the selfie and he's like, move your finger out of the way. My finger was covering the lens of the camera. I was
No!
starstruck. I'm not going to lie. I was
Yeah,
so
of course.
fanboy. I was starstruck.
Your hand is shaking.
I was shaking
Sweaty.
and took the picture and Mace left and I looked and all I see is my face. It was like a once in a lifetime opportunity, man. And
Oh no!
I fucked up. I fucked up.
It is what it is. It is.
It is what it is.
It is what it is. Oh man, don't worry. There's a win coming for that. There's a win.
Yeah, I reckon so. I think I think we'll get there.
You will. Don't worry. You will. So the fan page, right?
Mm.
Phew. What challenges have you come across? So maintaining this fan page. I mean, you've made songs, like, as you said, but what's it like on a day to day? Like, what challenges are you facing that we don't know about? Running a fan page for Mase.
Well, a lot of the content I had posted up was unreleased music because as a fan, it's easy. Like any normal fan would want unreleased music for themselves. You know what I mean? I want it to be exclusive to me, and I just want to have this music, and I want to play this for myself. But I'm thinking of other fans out there like me that want to hear this stuff that Mase hasn't put out yet. So when I upload something that hasn't officially been released by Mase, or maybe nobody else has heard, I'm uploading stuff that I've not been given permission for. Oh, I'm chancing my arm. I want fans to hear this. And when you hear directly from Mase himself, you're gonna have to go, well, okay, maybe I should not be uploading stuff that is unreleased. Which it's I was on holidays in Spain last year, and I actually uploaded a clip that had tons of snippets of Mase unreleased stuff on it, and the views shot up. I was delighted people were hearing this stuff. I was on holidays in Spain with my family, and I got a call from Emmerich. I don't know if you're familiar with Emmerich.
No,
I think he's the CEO of Good at Music, but he also does runs a channel like yourself, and he does podcasts, and he's got like 250,000 subscribers on his page. But he's cool with Mase. When he was in the studio with Mase, and Mase was showing him a lot of the new music we haven't heard, and he's pretty tight with Mase, and he uploads, and Emmerich is familiar with me on my channel as well. But I got a missed call basically on Instagram. Video call from Mase. No, that's not something you kind of. That's not something you can tell people every day. I'm on holiday in Spain with my family, and I get a missed video call from Mase, and I knew what it was, and I sent Mase a message like, "Yo, I got a missed call from you. Like, yo, can you call me back as soon as you can?" And I was like, okay, am I in trouble? He's like, no, it's cool.
Yeah.
Just call me when you can. I was like, oh. So I turns around to my miss and says, sorry, I just have to go back up to the room there. I have to ring Mase. You know what I mean? I have a missed call from Mase on my phone. Oh, I better go and bring him back. You know what I mean?
You just have to tell the missus, you look after the kids. I'm going to go speak to Mase right now. I've got a call with Mase.
You think she gave a shit? No way. She was like, oh, okay, fair enough, whatever. Like, you know what I mean? Hurry up now. The bingo's starting now in 5 minutes type of thing. You know what I mean?
The bingo.
So I go up to the room and I'm like, okay, I'll ring him. So I tried ringing him once, twice, 3 times, didn't call. So then I get a message from Emmerich, say Mase is trying to call you. I was like, okay, I'm trying to ring him back, but there's no answer. Is everything okay? I'm in trouble. He goes, no, it's all good. He goes, I tell you what, ring me and I'll explain everything with you. So I rang Emmerich and that's the story, Em. How are you getting on? I'm good. He goes, yeah. So I was hanging out with Mase there, and Mase goes, like, what's up with your boy Versey? And Emmerich goes, "No, you know Versey, like he's cool. Like he's well, what's up? Like what's the matter?" He goes, "When he's after uploading a lot of stuff that, you know, I don't know how he got access to this stuff, but he's after uploading some stuff on his page that I've not released yet, and I can't have it up on the page." So Emmerich is relaying all this to me, and he's like, "You know, Mace's hard drive went missing with a lot of music on it, you know, and you're uploading this music on your page. Now we're not angry." You know what I mean? He's like, Mason's not angry, but he just wants to know if you can take it down because there's a lot of stuff on there that he has not put out yet. You know, he's songs with Justin Bieber, and he's naming all these huge artists that Mase has songs with. And I'm kind of saying to myself, why aren't they out there? Like, you know what I mean? But he says, look, just Mase wants you to take the stuff down because he doesn't want it out there. I'm like, yeah, well, that's fair enough. That's okay. I said, I hope everything's cool. He said, no, everything's cool. You and Mase are cool. Yada, yada, yada. I was shooting the breeze from them for a while and I hung up. And I sent Mase a message. I said, look, Mase, I was talking to Emmerich and he filled me in on everything. I'll take the video down. And if you want, I can tell you where I got a lot of the stuff. So I says, it's not from the hard drive that you lost, but it says, you know, I know that for sure. But I'll tell you where I got a lot of the stuff because like people think that I just have access to this music. I just pluck it out of a cloud. You know what I mean? And people are like, where are you getting this music? You have to get it from somewhere. It's just I just dig deeper than anyone else to find this stuff. And one of these snippets just so happened to be on a guy's Instagram page. Randomly, I was hashtagging Mase, and this clip popped up of like a new Mase song, but it had been a recording that sounded like somebody was in the studio.
Yeah,
I'm recording it from a phone, maybe a sound engineer or something like that. But this particular clip, it was a song called Harlem. I don't know if you've heard this, but I mean, I'll send you a snippet after the show, right? But it's a good minute and a half long, and it's amazing. This is I said to Mase, I'm sorry. He goes, you're cool. I have the message there because you're an unofficial member. Or he goes, we know you're part of the team. That's the exact message he sent me. He goes, we know you're part of the team. It's all good. So that was kind of my like, you know, I'm part of that was my acceptance. You know what I mean? That like I'm an unofficial member of his team, so to speak. But I sent him the information. This is the guy's Instagram page. I got it from. I says, the post is no longer there, but do whatever you want with it anyway. And that was that. But this is the thing. It's like it's uploads. I do be itching to upload stuff that I want to show to the fans, and I'm afraid to upload them, and because I don't want to upset the guy. You know what I mean?
The clearance, yeah. You need the clearance.
I need the clearance.
What do you want to see from Mase? Yeah. I know you mentioned that you want him to drop his music. You know, of course, every fan wants him to drop his material. But are there specific things that you want to see, right, as a fan from Mase in the next coming years? We know he's doing podcasting now. You know, he's making more appearances. So,
yeah,
what is it that you want to see from Mase? You know, maybe Mase might see this.
And I think that's all we can ask for is that Mase is active. This is the most active we've seen Mase since the 90s. Since the 90s, on our screens every day. You know? And yeah, I'd love him to drop music. We all want the music. The music is there. The music will come in time. But I think just to see Mase active and relevant again, that's all we can ask for. Because he's probably not even realizing it, or he may be realizing it, but there's people that have never don't know who Mase is, have never heard of Mase, are now watching his podcast and going, who's this Mase guy? He's super funny. He's cool, he's slick with it. Who is this? I must find out who this guy is. Therefore they're going and they're searching the back catalogue, and he's gaining new fans. So as long as he's relevant and keeping himself in the limelight and staying active, he's going to get more fans each and every time.
That is such a selfless thing to say.
You know, and then the more fans he has, he's probably going, well, I have more new fans now. Maybe it's a good time to put out music. for them. Now, like in saying that, Mase has had plenty of opportunities to put out music. You know, when he dropped the Oracle and stuff like that, and when he brought out when he was accusing Diddy of, you know, not giving him the publishing and confronting him and all that stuff. He was in the limelight and he was trending, and it's like this could be perfect time for Mase to put out music.
to
You know
drop
what I
a
mean?
song.
But he hasn't, and there has to be a reason as to why he's not doing that.
In my opinion, I think he's setting himself up in the background because the Death Row deal that he had for artists, you know. So I don't know if it's management. I don't know if it's management is doing.
Yeah, it's something where everyone lost the plot. I've lost the plot when they thought Mase was actually signing with Unit, as did I. You know.
Yeah.
But it's only going to be a deal for other artists that they could, you know, do whatever work in the background and stuff like that. So, but even then, behind the scenes, he's still active with the music.
That's a smart move. If I mean, looking at that, he's looking at himself and saying, yeah, I am a talent, but I don't want to be doing this for 10, 20 years, doing tours and whatnot. He's trying to be the guy in the background. And that's what, even for me, is something I'd want to do. So seeing Mase do that after the career that he's had, the ups and downs, like, it's a win for him. You know, he can
and that's it. And I think once he kind of gets his artists out there and pushes them, and then I think he might kind of step out from behind the curtain a bit more, you know. But even now, I mean, he's doing the podcast with Cam'ron. They have more songs together. They're waiting for the right money to start putting out stuff. They want that big check before they start, which is well within their right to do. These are two legendary artists who have come together. Nobody has expected this. This was unprecedented what they're doing now. So I think they're quite entitled to ask for the big bucks at this stage, you know.
That's right. Nah, definitely right.
But yeah, I just want to see Mase active. That's all. Once he's active, I'm happy. You know.
It means you got more content to put out, man. Do you know
more
what I mean?
content to put out, and you know, if he's active and in the limelight, you have to be thinking there has to be a project coming. You know, there has to be.
Okay, I have another question for you, bro. Listen, all this work you've been putting, right? You've mentioned loosely that you've spoken to Mase and all of that. Is there a significant moment that you had with Mase himself as a person?
Right. So, I rewind it back a little bit. He did a show in London. I think it was August. It was August, I think. Right. I got a message 4 days before this gig. It was the T-Live Festival, and I wasn't aware that he was playing this T-Live Festival. So I got a message from Darka Romello, right? I'm not sure if you're aware of Darka Romello, right? But he is
big up.
He again runs a channel like ourselves, Mayhem TV. But he was telling me he was rubbing shoulders with Diddy and stuff, and whatever way he gets these passes and goes backstage and rubs shoulders with all these artists and stuff like that. But anyhow, he sent me a message out of the blue. Are you going to the concert on Sunday? And I was kind of like, what concert? And he sends me the poster of this T-Live Festival that was coming up at the weekend, and Mase was on it. I was like, what? Mase is playing London this weekend? I was like, how? I've not seen this advertised. Where? I didn't know anything about this. I says, what? He goes, well, Jeremiah, the artist Jeremiah was supposed to be playing, and he pulled out, and they got Mase last minute. And I was like, man, I'm going to a wedding this weekend. I'm literally broke. If I had noticed, I'd have been over there, you know.
You've been there.
I know. I was trying to drop little hints to the missus and all. I'd love to go over to this gig, you know, trying to, you know, I couldn't skip the wedding. It would have been different if it was someone else's wedding. It was one of my best friend's wedding, so I couldn't skip it, you know, that kind of way. And I was like, and he said, well, he goes, we could have offered you a place to stay, and we were able to get like passes to go backstage, and you know, and I was like, you got to be kidding me, man! This is like a once in a lifetime. I had to accept I wasn't going to be able to get over to the gig, right? So Romello shoots me a message. He says, look, we'll after the gig we'll get backstage and we'll try to speak to Mase, but what we'll try and give him a drop for your Mase Television channel. And I was like, Yeah, that'd be sweet. Like, oh, brilliant. I would love that. That would be brilliant. You know, it's the next best thing to meeting him is actually giving me a shout out, you know? But mine was kind of like, this is going to be too good to be true. You know, this is not going to, damn, I can't see it happen. You know what I mean? So on the Sunday, my phone rings and Romelo's ringing me. I'm like, nah. There's no way he's with Mase. I answered it. Yo, where's he? What's up? I was like, Romelo, what's up? He goes, hang on, I'm going to pass the phone to somebody. I'm like, what? So next minute, the phone, it's these two girls are on the screen, and it turns out they're Mace's dancers, right? And the girl goes over to Mase and says, oh, they said you know who it is. So Mase is on the screen, and I'm looking at Mase, and he's looking at me, and I'm like,
and he says,
Versey! Versey! Man, what's up, bro? It's great to finally talk to you. I'm in Dublin. I didn't know you were playing until a couple of days ago. I was at a wedding over the weekend, and I only found out the other day that you were playing in London. Are you with him? Yeah, I know the guys, yeah. Mello, yeah.
They with you?
Yeah. They're my guys.
Oh, what up? Versey. Top dog, the top one.
Oh, I lost my life, bro. Because the fact that, obviously he knows who I am, right? Yeah. But the fact that he recognizes the face is a different ballgame altogether. Because now he knows who I am. You know what I mean? His eyes lit up, his face lit up, and he's like, you can see the video. You know, you can watch the interaction, but it was a surreal moment. The fact that he knew who I was, obviously by name and by face, and you know, he gave the shout out to the channel, Versey anyway, and you know, he was like, Versey, the top dog, the only top dog, and I was just like, man, this is an absolute surreal moment, and it kind of made up for the fact that I messed up that selfie with him a few years beforehand. But that was a surreal moment to have that interaction. I mean, it would be like whoever your favorite artist is, all right, you know what I mean? Or there's a guy here whose favorite artist is Eminem or 50 Cent, and for Eminem to know who this mega fan is, know him by name, know him by face, knows what he does to support him. It's just it's the equivalent to that, like, you know what I mean? Because Mase is like my favorite artist. He's an icon, you know what I mean? He's a legendary. He's all of that rolled into one, you know what I mean? And he's just an inspiration, like, to me personally, like, you know what I mean? It's just like, you know, when you're having some downtime and you're out, and then it's kind of like just you're in your thoughts and you just throw on some headphones and listen to Mase music, and then the music gets you through some tough times and stuff like that. And you know, I'm getting a bit deep now, but you know what I mean? Music is the best medicine for anything, and Mase has always been my medicine. You know what I mean? And for him to acknowledge who I am is like, you know, it's like him saying thanks, but not really. You know what I mean? It's just like, I don't know. It's just a surreal moment that was, and yeah, I'll cherish that forever. Like, you know what I mean? As cheesy as that may sound, you know. But that just goes to show you, like, people message me and they're like, you know, oh, can you ask Mase this and ask Mase that, or can you give Mase a B from me and all? But people think I'm really, really close with Mase. You know.
Well, you are.
No, but like, I don't like. But other people be like, you know, me and Mase, yeah, this and that, and then we're going out for the beer, and you know, all this stuff. And now I'm so humble that I'm like, no, I don't really know Mase like that. I know Mase, he knows me, but I don't know him like that. Yeah, you know what I mean? I'm not going to go out. I'm not going to tell people that I know Mase and I know him personally, and I'd be going around to his house for a cup of tea or a bit of dinner or something. Like, you know what I mean? I don't know Mase like that. I just keep it 100 and say, look, I know Mase. I don't know him. He knows me, but he doesn't know me. But he knows who I am, and he supports the channel. And we shoot each other a message the odd time, but we're not besties, so to speak. You know.
I hear that. Verse.
In other words, I'm not blowing my own trumpet. You know.
Right, man. Listen. Now, you became a content creator involuntarily. You literally just went, I'm going to do, you were solving a problem, but you're now a content creator, right? Now, I want to ask you this question because there will be content creators watching this right now, right? What would you, so let's rewind back to you. Now, you have all this knowledge you have right now, right? And you meet a kid that's like, look, I want to put out content, I want to do whatever it is, yeah? What are the key, I guess, what's the key advice you give someone who starting out? Wants to put content out.
Don't give up. Don't give up, and don't be disheartened by the fact that when you put out a video and it gets 10 views, and after 6 months it has 20 views, and you go, no one's even watching the videos. What's the point? You have to build your channel, right? Now, I'm not even an expert in content creation, right? And I wouldn't be on maybe the level that you're at, even, or a lot of the content creators are at. I'm not doing this as a content creator. I'm doing this as a fan, just as a fan to upload stuff for other fans, right? But one thing I have learned is don't give up. I have 50,000 subscribers on my YouTube channel, right? Even now, I put videos out that might only get 200 or 300 views, and I'm going, damn, it's just, I wish I'd just have more views on that video for people to see, and just kind of. And I'm not making money off it, so I don't have a reason to become like. It's not like I want the views because I want to make money. I don't make money off this channel. I do it for the love. But it is a bit disheartening when you're thinking, I'm putting out such good content here, and nobody's batting an eyelid. You know what I mean? And then a week later, I put up another video, 300,000 views, and I'm like, oh, you know what I mean? Honest to God, that's it. That's it. It's like, I just tell people not to give up, because the more content you put out, the more traffic you're going to bring to your channel. You know what I mean? The more subscribers you're going to get. And if you're creating your own content, that could lead to a few some dineros. You know what I mean? But it's weird. Like, when you think about it, anybody could do it. Anybody could do it, and anybody can make big bucks if you stick with it.
And that's why I asked.
And the only difference with me is my channel isn't monetized, because I'm not doing it for the money. But if you wanted to do it for the money, you could do it for the money.
That's one thing that bugs me about your channel, Versey.
I know.
All this work you have put in, and you can't monetize your channel.
And it's funny because I went onto this there's like this website where you can type in like the name of a YouTube channel, and it tells you how much it earns. I don't know how accurate it is, right? So of course it was like $20,000 in 1 month or something. I was like, whoa, bro!
You could see every Mase show.
Exactly, I know. But it doesn't bother me that much. I'm just happy to be putting out the content, and the people are tuning in. I'm getting more subscribers, and it's nice to see. And I'm just delighted that people are tuning in and supporting the channel and stuff like that, man. That's what it's all about. But yeah, as I would say to content creators, just stick with it. Don't be disheartened by the fact you're putting out a few videos and they're only getting a small number of views. But the more content you put out, obviously the algorithm is going to push the stuff out. It's going to draw people in. You're going to get more subscribers, more views, and that will all come eventually in time. And I think that's probably the first thing content creators will tell you, is to stick with it. Don't give up. Don't give up. But first of all, like, find something that you're interested in, is a topic, and try and stick with it, because I think people don't like if your channel is based on one specific thing and you start putting up random content. I think that's what kind of turns people off.
This is right.
Yes. I know. I'm no expert in content creation, but I think that's probably just common sense anyway. You're laughing at me again. Would you go says the guy that has 50,000 subscribers and 10 million views is no expert in content creation?
No, you are right, because it is the one message. It is the one consistent message that I keep getting. It's what are you about? What are you about? Because you get people who will tune in 1 week and say, "Hey, I like this content," and next week they're like, "I don't know about this one."
Because I kind of slipped up once or twice with that, because obviously as an artist myself, I'm trying to promote myself and gain more viewers and followers and stuff like that. So I was like, I put out a video a couple of years back, and I was like, 50,000 subscribers on my Mase channel. Maybe if I post like a promo for my new music video, I might get 50,000 subscribers from my Versey channel. I put up the video and the comments were, "What the fuck is this shit? Who is who is this guy?" I'm like, "Yo, it's me. This is me that does the channel." Like, I'm like, I was kind of like, "Yeah, you know the way I give you all this Mase content, you think you give it show a little support back maybe?" And no, but that wasn't happening. Never again, bro. Never again. No.
That's funny, man. That's funny. No, that's funny. No, I hear that, man. I hear that. And you know, the thing is, you can be even good, better than what the content you're putting down. But because people have an interest in what it is you're doing and not anything else, this is when you get to know. Yeah, you get to know. You get to know. Trust me.
Yeah.
Trust me on this channel.
Stick to the script. Stick to the script.
That's it. On this channel, I have the embarrassment of pandas. They keep me in check, bro. If I do something out of line, they'll send me a message and say, "What the hell was that?" You know. So yeah, this is what we do, man. Now, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna ask the embarrassment of pandas, people that are watching right now, guys. If you're not subscribed, if you like this content, if you like Mase or you didn't know Mase, now you do, guys. Subscribe to his channel. It's the #1 Mase fan channel in the world. In the world, guys.
And I think I think another reason why people don't kind of, you know, when I was growing up as a Mase fan, right, and Mase retired over this side of the pond anyway, not a lot of people knew who Mase was because his career was such short-lived. You know what I mean? So I was kind of the guy that was kind of always like, I always thought like Mase was exclusive to me. You know what I mean? Because I thought I was when I was smaller that I was the only fan of Mase ever. That because nobody else knew who he was, and I loved that, and I loved that because I loved introducing people to Mase, and I had friends, and anybody that knows me would tell you this. I just have friends, and I'd bring them into the living room and I'd play videotape, yo MTV Raps or whatever it is, and it'd be Mase songs. Like, look at this, what do you think of this? And they'd be like, oh yeah, this is a vibe, like, you know what I mean? So I always had that role in kind of introducing Mase to people that had never heard of him. And I like to think that people my age now that grew up in my area are all gone their separate ways now and wherever they're living now. I'd like to think that they know who Mase is because of me, and then they're maybe spreading their knowledge to other people, and that's, you know, then the next person, then the next person, then the next person. A lot of people that listen to, you know, they'd hear songs on the radio. And I've often said to people, you know, Mase? No, I don't know who Mase is. I don't know who Mase. And then Brandy, top of the world, and then Brandy on top of the world, sitting on top of the world, will come on there and they go, this is a great song. Like, yeah, that's Mase.
Mase is in the.
So because he's featured on so many artist songs, you see, and the people now when they hear those songs, they know the voice, but they don't know who it is. Mariah Carey, Honey, you know.
You know what I mean?
So all these songs. So that's something like, you know, you say you don't know who Mase is, but you really do know who Mase is.
That's it. I think one recent story I can share is one of Justin Timberlake's birthdays, by the way. Yeah. He requested for Mase to come and perform at his birthday. And I've never seen Justin Timberlake starstruck. Fan out. Yeah. Because of Mase. Right? So you guys think, oh, who's this Mase guy? Well, Justin Timberlake, one of the best songwriters, singers, you know, ever. Yeah?
You see that video? I'm getting goosebumps right now, bro. I have that video on my YouTube channel, and every now and again I go back and watch that video, and I look at Justin Timberlake, and he's like, this Justin Timberlake can't believe it. And this guy, as a fan, is Justin Timberlake. You could say is bigger than Mase. And this is Justin Timberlake just as a fan. This is not Justin Timberlake. This is like the fan Justin Timberlake, not the musician. This is the fan Justin Timberlake, just a fanboying over Mase, and like. It's and people don't realize Mase is a lot of people's favorite artist. He's Justin Bieber's favorite artist.
He can say he's a lot of people's favorite artist.
He's Kanye West's favorite artist. He's Eminem's favorite artist.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so if Eminem is telling you Mase is his favorite artist, Mase is worth checking out.
That's it.
For those that don't know Mase's music.
That's it. Versey, come on, plug yourself, man. First, plug the fan channel. I will put that channel in the description. But plug yourself, man. TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, everything. Let's go.
All right, so Mase Television on YouTube, at Mase Television on Instagram. Not on TikTok. I tried to upload stuff on TikTok. I keep getting flagged for copyright and all that stuff, and videos taken down. So YouTube or Instagram is where it's at. I'm trying to build up the Instagram more so now. So at Mase Television on Instagram, Mase Television on YouTube. I'm not going to plug my artist stuff because we're not here to talk about me. We're here to talk about Mase and Mase Television. But you know, you'll find all the links to my artist stuff anyway on those channels anyway. But yeah, Mase Television on YouTube and at Mase Television on Instagram.
Cheers. Smash a like for Versey, man. Smash a like for Mase Television in the 5 rounds vicinity, guys. I will be checking those likes. But yeah, go on.
5 rounds, big up. 5 rounds, big up. Absolute pleasure talking to you. There's probably more we could have talked about as well, but you know, we'll keep that for the next one, for the sequel.
That's it. So yeah, man. So it's One Tally, Versey, man. This is where we bring stories to life, man. I hope you guys enjoyed this as much as I did. Yeah, I just sat here and listened, man. So
yeah, man. And I really hope you've covered a lot of aspects of like, obviously we didn't go into like, you know, him growing up or his early life because, you know, I think people want to know the artist Mase more so than the person Mase, because we've been so starved of music and starved of his artistic powers that, you know, we felt that we need to talk about that stuff. But look, who knows? We might get some new music down. I'm positive we have new music. Mase's sister posted out a good time ago that Mase had a new album, 3 albums, and they were better than Harlem World. So, you know, who knows? We could get these albums.
We could get them. We could get them.
You know?
Yo, man.
Yeah, but man,
big up yourself.
No, it's a pleasure, bro. It's an absolute pleasure, and it's a pleasure to like. This is the first time I've really had an in-depth conversation to anybody about Mase, and I love talking to people about Mase. Like I've had messages from people all over the world, and one particular guy, George in Australia, reached out to me a few years back, and he's a massive Mase fan in Australia, and we talk on occasions. And there's a couple of people that are dotted around the place that are mega Mase fans, and we'll stay in touch on Instagram. And it's always nice to kind of know that there's other mega Mase fans dotted across the globe, like, you know, that would keep his name relevant and keep repping for Mase.
Come on. Yo, man. Guys, like I said, smash a like if you enjoyed this. Yeah. Versey will be back for a live Q&A. All right. He will be back.
Hey, we might get Mase on the live Q&A. Do you think you do it?
Don't do that to me. I don't want to be promising stuff like that yet. But Versey will be back. Live Q&A, guys. You know, for all you guys who want to fire your questions, yeah. Get them questions ready, all right? Or put them in the comments. I'll read them out to Versey. So he's going to come back live. Date to be confirmed. Guys, thank you very much for checking this out. Make sure you are still subscribed to the channel. Hit your notification button and subscribe to the Mase Television channel, right? Thank you, Versey, man. Thank you, everybody.
It's an absolute pleasure, bro. Absolute pleasure.
Peace.